Hello and welcome to Premier League predictions. Game week 37, some big games for Europe coming up like West Ham Forest, Chelsea, Manchester United, Villa Spurs. Looking forward to these last two match weeks in the Premier League, the penultimate match week. Let's just dive straight into the big games in the race for Europe. So we'll start at Villa Park, where Villa take on Spurs. Spurs originally asked to move this game, didn't they, Tottenham Hotspur, because of the Europa League final against Manchester United. It should be an absolute cracking game to watch on next Wednesday night. So this is Premier League. I think Spurs aren't really going to care about this one. They're not gonna give a care in the world in this one. Villa, very good home form under Unai Emery, know what they're about and know how to win football matches at home, like Morgan Rogers, Ollie Watkins. Brilliant this season for Villa. Watkins continued form on from last season. Asensio and Rashford have a very good attacking line. Esri Konsa is a very good centre-back, and Emi Martinez, one of the best goalkeepers in the world at the back. Spurs returning injuries from Van der Ven and Romero, the main centre-backs, getting back for Spurs in this one. Dejan Kulusevski is out of the Europa League final and will be out of this game. I think Spurs will rotate under Ange Postecoglou in this one, so that is why I am going to back Aston Villa for a nice home win. I'm going to back them 3-0. I think they'll absolutely rip into Spurs. Spurs will be too busy focusing on the Europa League final on Wednesday. So I'm backing Aston Villa to get the job done and win 3-0 here. And the next game is Chelsea against Manchester United on Friday night. Of course, same game at the same time as the similar time to the Tottenham game, which is on at 7:30. This one at the later time at 8:15. Chelsea losing to Newcastle last time out. I did think they looked bad, particularly in the second half. They did look bad in the first half of Newcastle. Could have been 3 or 4-0 up by half time in that one. They come up against a Manchester United side who are really, really focusing on the Europa League campaign and have also got a whole week to prepare. They are not playing on the Saturday, just like Spurs, so both teams will have a full week to prepare for this one. United in the Europa League are a completely different team to what they are in the Premier League. Maybe rotation Ruben Amorim hinted at leaving in the week, but then has said in his press conference earlier today he will not be leaving Manchester United or walking away for any matter. Chelsea losing at Newcastle might be a bit disheartened with that loss in there, but I think Newcastle beat them quite comfortably last week, but I think Chelsea will get back to winning ways. They're going to be playing an absolute shit Manchester United side. So I'm going to back Chelsea in this one. I don't think it'd be quite as comfortable as Aston Villa over Spurs, but I'm going to back Chelsea to win this 2-1 at home and get the job done in this one over Manchester United and Ruben Amorim, who can switch their attention to Europa League after this one. So backing Chelsea to win this at home 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. And for the final game at Goodison Park, it is Everton taking on Southampton. I'm sure the atmosphere will be absolutely brilliant at Goodison Park on Sunday. Michael Oliver refereeing the game, so we might get a bit of a dodgy refereeing performance, but it won't knock the atmosphere at Goodison on Sunday. On TNT, this one, I think it will be one to watch just for the farewells of Goodison Park. Everton on the pitch before they go to their new stadium, beating Fulham last time at 3-1. They are really a real good side under David Moyes. Since he's come in, they have been very good. I think he's only had 2 or 3 defeats in there. Everton have been very, very good recently and have been one of the more informed sides in the division. A few too many draws for their liking. The squad is poor when you look at it. The only star players are better, who's been firing since David Moyes has come in. They come in to against the Southampton side, who got a great point against Manchester City last time out and celebrated it, how they should do, really, but a few of the tweets were quite embarrassing. But they celebrated it well, the fans, and they were happy in that one. I can't see them getting a result here. Unfortunately, they've beaten the Derby record and got 12 points. We're back in the Toffees for a nice 2-0 home win, and Simon Ross' side won't be able to put up much of a fight in this one. So I'm back in Everton to win 2-0 on the farewell at Goodison. West Ham take on Nottingham Forest at the London Stadium. Nottingham Forest bottling the game last time out against Leicester City, leading that game, and then we saw the owner go on to Noonan and confront him and all that. I don't know what that was all about. A bit disgraceful from the owner, if I'm honest. I'm not sure what he was doing there, to be honest, just walking on the pitch. But after the season you've just had, you've just maybe bottled you haven't bottled European football, you still might get Conference League or Europa League, but bottled probably Champions League football now with the likes of Chelsea and Villa and all them jumping ahead of you. So yeah, a bit disappointing. West Ham and Graham Potter getting a good result at Old Trafford considering their form, but it is against Manchester United, who are prepping for their Europa League final, of course. Maybe Nuno's been found out a little bit with Forest. But yeah, I don't think they're being found out that too much. The away form has still been pretty good this year, and West Ham's home form is not great at the London Stadium, never have been great here. So I am going to back Forest and Nuno's team to win this against Graham Potter. I just think they'll have more quality than West Ham, even though with a good coach, West Ham would be a decent side. The Forest have got too much quality. Chris Wood, 20 goals for the season. Elanga, Gibbs White. It's a powering attacking line, but I think if Murillo is back for Forest in this game, they might just win it. So yeah, I'm backing Forest to win this away from home 2-1 against West Ham United in this one. Now into what is a bit of a local London affair as Brentford take on Fulham. A bit of a dead rubber this. Thomas Frank's side on some remarkable winning run. Won 4 of the last 5 matches. In 4 of the last 4 actually, beating Brighton, Forest, Manchester United and Ipswich last time out. I thought they would have scored more against Ipswich Town due to the defence and Brentford's attack. Fulham not in the greatest of form, only picking up 1 win in their last 5, and that was against Southampton, which they almost lost. So yeah, they need to be careful. Fulham, the outside chance of European football has definitely dissipated for the time being. But yeah, I think they've done a decent job this season. They just seem to fall off at the end of the season when there's nothing really to play for. Brentford, on the other hand, are doing really, really well. And maybe if they can get some more wins on the board, they might just be able to squeeze in Europe and maybe still. They can't finish above Forest, but they could still get Conference League football depending on the FA Cup result, I believe. So, yeah. I'm going to back in this one. I'm just going to back a 1-1. There's nothing really much to talk about. I just know Wissett and Burma absolutely brilliant for Brentford at the moment, but I'm just going to back a 1-1. I think Fulham will want to react after their recent form. So yeah, I'm backing Brentford 1, Fulham 1. Leicester take on Ipswich at the King Power Stadium at 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. All games on Sunday this weekend. Well, most games are anyway. No games on Saturday due to the Cup final. Well, Ipswich on dreadful form at the moment, drawing away at Everton and away at Newcastle. Leicester unbeaten their last 2, decent draw away at Forest last time out, beating Southampton in there as well. Ruud van Nistelrooy, will he stay in the Championship? I very much doubt it. I think McKenna will be only one of 3 managers to stay. Of course, Southampton's still waiting for an appointment, looking for Danny Rell. Maybe IU looked really good last game, so did Buonanotte. Defence looked good for Leicester. Good about them in this one. To beat Ipswich, I just think Ipswich's defence is a bit crap. Leicester on some decent form, if you say, unbeaten into for their last couple of games in the Premier League this season. So yeah, back in Leicester to win this 2-0 at home in the King Power, and get that unbeaten run up to 3 games now, and Leicester to beat Ipswich 2-0. Arsenal take on Newcastle at 4:30, the battle for second place. Newcastle United looking to leapfrog Arsenal into second, and they can definitely do that with Arsenal's recent form, drawing away at Liverpool, 2 losses in there against PSG, lost to Bournemouth, and a draw at home to Palace. So yeah, I think Newcastle can leapfrog them. Isak with 23 goals this season for Newcastle United, absolutely ridiculous from Alexander Isak. Eddie Howe, done a fantastic job again, like he did 2 seasons ago with Newcastle. They were hit by injuries at last season, of course. Who's going to win this one? It's going to be a tight one to call. I'm going to back Arsenal and Mikel Arteta. They're not in form. I'm going to back a 2-2. I just think Arsenal at home will get something at home, and I can see it. I think Newcastle seems to struggle a bit more away from home than they do at home at St James's Park, which is the fortress. So yeah, back in a 2-2 draw in this one, and Arsenal to draw with Newcastle in this one, and decent point for both, better point for Arsenal, I suppose, and it stops Newcastle from getting that second place. Into Monday Night Football we go, and it is Brighton taking on Liverpool at the Amex. Brighton beating Wolves last time out. Liverpool drawing at home to Arsenal, bottling that 2-0 lead. Of course, Arsenal with a very, very good second half display in that one. Liverpool losing to Chelsea before that. Really out of form are Arne Slot side since they have become champions, taking the foot off the gas a little bit more than expected. They're still top by an absolutely considerable margin. Brighton in ninth, 55 points. So yeah, they could have got Europe, but they just that run over Easter time really let them down. Really for Brighton earlier on in the season, it was a nice 2-1 win for Liverpool. I think I'm going to back the same here. Maybe Kadioglu out, Ruter out, Milner out, and March is out. A few injuries, and Joe Gomez obviously out for Liverpool. So yeah, I'm going to back Liverpool to win this. I think both sides have got nothing to play for. So yeah, I'm going to back Liverpool to win this by 2-1 away from home. A nice away win for Arne Slot's side, and to get the job done over Brighton in this one with nothing to play for. So 2-1 Liverpool. Crystal Palace take on Wolves on Tuesday night. We'll do it while we're here. It's part of the Game Week 37 match week. Palace beating Spurs last time out at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Wolves back-to-back losses, but they did put a dispirited performance against Man City, but seemed to lose their way against Brighton at home at Molineux. Head-to-heads back in November, these sides were battling for relegation, of course, and it ended in a 2-2 draw, didn't it? Oliver Glasner's side did a very he's done a very good job as Oliver Glasner since. Then he's got them all the way up into 12th place, which is really good considering where they were at the start of the season, around November, October period. So yeah, Vitor Pereira, Oliver Glasner, doing a very, very good job there. As for Wolves, I mean, Pereira's done a very good job. They were in and around it around Christmas and looked like they could go down and maybe scrap around with Ipswich, but just hasn't to be because them 3 promoted sides are absolutely dreadful. So yeah, Vitor Pereira's also done a great job. Both managers doing great jobs in the second half of the season, but I'm going to back Crystal Palace to go big here. I think they've got Mateta Eze. They've got too much firepower for Wolves in this one. Go back Crystal Palace by 3-1 in this one. Get the job done and beat Wolves quite comfortably here, 3-1. And the final game is Manchester City against Bournemouth. This one also moved because of the FA Cup final. Bournemouth losing at home to Villa last time out. Manchester City getting a really poor point against Southampton. Both sides not doing very well in their last game, let's just put it that way. Bournemouth beating Arsenal before that, very motivational win for them. But City have been on real good form. Apart from that loss to the Saints, not that loss, it probably felt like a loss for Man City. I know Ruben Diaz was getting all animated about it, as we know. Bournemouth beating Arsenal in the last one, before the losing to Villa, obviously. In that one, I think Erling Haaland might be back for this game, where he has been back the last couple of weeks. I think they are a worse team, Manchester City, with Erling Haaland in the team. Definitely should probably pay Mamouche in this game. If they want to continue the top 4 ambitions, they will have to wait to see what other teams do this weekend, and then they can see what happens, and then evaluate what's happened from there, basically. I'm going to bet Man City. I think it'll be a comfortable home 2-0 win against Bournemouth. Bournemouth are tricky customers, but I just don't think they're going to have enough in this one. So yeah, I'm backing Man City to win this 2-0. Thank you very much for watching this Premier League predictions Game Week 37 video. If you did like the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and share with anybody you know. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll speak to you on the next one.